From Carolla One Studios in Glendale, California, this is the Adam Carolla Show. Adam's guest today, Jeff Cesario. With Gina Grad on news, Bald Brian on sound effects, and we'll play the Rotten Tomatoes game. And now, it's time for this country to come together, just like his eyebrows. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get a new mandate. You get it on now. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for telling a friend. We love that about you, right, Gina Grad?
That's right.
Handball, Brian. Hi, guy. Hi, guy. All right. I have nothing to talk about.
Oh.
I was driving here this afternoon, and I thought, I don't have anything to talk about.
Oh, nice.
It was,
Let's talk about that.
Means nothing annoyed you this weekend.
I literally just hung out all weekend. I didn't make a note. I normally jot stuff down all the time and send myself little emails and stuff like that, but I got nothing. So
Good for you.
Was it just coincidence, or do you ever, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm wondering, do you ever take the time to like unplug, like literally make, like, I'm not going to make notes. I'm not going to form thoughts, comedic, premises or whatever. Like, it's nice to just unplug, right?
yeah, I can't, I'm unable to, so I have hypervigilance. And the hypervigilance just means I notice everything. So I'm sort of wired like a parakeet. My head's always turning. I'm hearing noises. What's going on? What's this over there? So it's kind of hard to take that sort of parakeet / squirrel wiring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wired like a small animal that's worried about being eaten.
Yeah, predators everywhere.
Right. But I'm not fear-based. I just notice everything all the time.
Every cracking stick in the woods, like with that.
Yeah, it's always like, what's that? What's that? And I noted, I was being interviewed the other day, and I was trying to kind of get to the bottom of it. And I was talking to a psychologist and a brain, whatever, and we were talking about kids and trauma and blah, blah, blah. But I realized that for me, it's about, so I don't know if hypervigilance is something that you're born with. I don't know if it's born or if it's sort of grafted on, but I will tell you this. I grew up feeling unsafe. I grew up feeling like, I didn't feel like I was in danger. I just felt like
There was no net.
Yeah, your parents are your rock. Well, most people's rocks.
Right. My parents weren't going to be
They
around.
were rocks.
Right. My parents weren't. I grew up in an old rickety house. You guys know about it.
Oh, yeah.
And
Front doors.
I knew my mom wasn't going to protect me, and we were the only people in the house. So I'd sleep on that back porch, and I'd feel scared. And I'd, 7 or 8 years old. So I kind of had one eye open the entire time. And I think that's maybe where I got this hypervigilance from.
Makes sense.
So it's hard for me to kind of shut down because of the hypervigilance. But
because how you've sort of maneuvered your way through life, it went from break-ins to broken mugs.
Right. So then I noticed everything all the time. And because I notice everything all the time. Well, by the way, when you notice everything, 9/10 of it is going to bug the shit out of you. Because that's basically how it is. It's like you can drive through Los Angeles and not notice anything and be fine. Or you can drive through Los Angeles and notice everything and you'll be bothered endlessly. Because it's just a big, long list of why, how come, what are we doing? Yep. You know what I mean? So I grew up that way. And I didn't really have an outlet for it because all I did was sort of play sports. I couldn't read or write or anything. So I wasn't like creating things.
There was no journaling.
No, little
introspection.
Dear diary.
Yeah, little to no journaling. I couldn't create anything. Everything was physical. So I'd go out and be physical all day, and then I'd just go home and to my porch where I slept and just sort of stare at the ceiling, wondering why I was so fucking bored and how life was this way. So I never had any kind of outlet. So for me, having a weekend where I don't write anything down is exquisitely rare. Because I'll tell you, so here's how my mind works. Like I was being interviewed by a child psychologist or I don't know, neuropsychologist or whatever. But we were talking about kids, and we're talking about how many kids are traumatized, like how much trauma there is, how it translates into childhood obesity and all kinds of horrible problems and blah, blah, blah. And if you talk to any expert, they just go, kids need a significant relationship. And if they can't find it with their mom and their dad, mentorship is huge. If they can have a mentor, Dr. Drew would say this all the time. You just need one kind of solid relationship.
Consistent.
Catholic big brother, whatever, just once a week, but just this mentorship,
Like a touchstone.
Yeah, just something consistent other than erratic mom and erratic dad. And I was like, yeah, that's so true. And Drew talks about it. And I thought to myself, why isn't there a national push for mentorship and Catholic big brother and big sister? And wasn't it really a push? Like, what if we treated it like it was secondhand smoke?
Yeah.
Like if we really got behind mentoring,
Didn't we just have a guest who was promoting that? Like a national mentorship? I mean, they weren't getting, they hadn't gotten a lot of traction.
We did. But you never see it on a fucking TV commercial or anything. I see 200,000 commercials about secondhand smoke. I never seen any mentor. And then I thought to myself, wait a minute. What if we took those, so the essence of what drives me nuts are our electronic freeway signs. It's the most eyeballs on the planet. It's big. It's bold. It's expensive. It's a big digital $1 million sign, and we just put click it or ticket. I mean, I literally, I tried to drive home from the gas station to my house last night. It's literally 5 blocks, and I was going insane because the chime was going off inside the car so much that I actually just put my seatbelt on. Like I was like, I'm just going up the street, but fuck it. I'm putting my seatbelt on because I'm going to have a seizure because this goddamn chime keeps going off so loud. It's like the notion that that's on a sign when everyone's dashboard is lit up is insane. And then why not mentorship? Why not Catholic Big Brother's 800 number? Like what? Why not? What are we doing? I can never figure out whether we want to fix shit or what we just want to get by and die, and it drives me insane. And then
that should be on the billboard.
Yeah, it's window dressing. It's just checking the box saying we did something, or make yourself feel like we did something. You're not really doing much.
Well, I know people have heard it before, but the percentage of people that see that sign and are prompted to put their seatbelt on.
You're already on the freeway.
You're on the fucking freeway.
You've presumably gone several blocks.
You're 5 miles from your house. And every car since 1976 has had that fucking chime coming through the dash. What the fuck could you possibly be doing? Or you evidently have made a commitment to not putting your seatbelt on.
Right. It's not going to change your the digital sign's not going to change your mind.
It's one of two groups. That's all there is. That's all. There's so much shit they could put on a sign, but they would never do it. I mean, I guess click it and ticket. I don't know what the diamond lane or something. But Garcetti is
our new Secretary of Transportation.
That's right.
I love that he's the Secretary of Transportation. Like
I thought it was a joke list. Just when I saw his name, like, oh, are these other names corresponding to like stupid things about their city? No, it's for real.
He's the traffic czar.
First off, I don't even know how politics works anymore. Like, you got a guy who presides in a city with the worst traffic in the world. You're gonna make him. What was it? Oh, transportation secretary? Like, yeah, that's it.
His number
the guy from New Delhi. Did he have something else to do?
His number one failing is traffic. I mean, homeless ain't far behind, but let's be honest, something that affects everyone.
Well, I would say, like, even if he was the greatest traffic czar in the world for some reason, I would still just go, We can't take the guy from Los Angeles because that has the worst traffic in the world. The optics are weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Agreed.
No. Well, it'd be nice. We can get him out of here. Also, there's a tweet. Speaking of traffic, he tweeted something out. Our mayor. What did he tweet out, Kaylin? I think it was something about we're going to give people a break on parking tickets.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh,
People
yeah.
are not happy about this. It says we're delivering assistance to Angelenos facing economic hardships during the COVID-19 pandemic. Starting Monday with our new Early Pay LA program, LADOT will offer a $20 discount on parking citations paid within 48 hours.
Jesus.
Wow.
Because, there's that. And he thinks doesn't he see the irony in that message that if you're too poor to pay your ticket, you sure as hell can't get that money together in 2 days?
Also,
It's presenting like it's a benevolent act. Like,
Yeah.
we'll take mercy on you in the name of to the tune of $20.
Yeah, I'm going to need a couple days to scrape together the whole amount so I get my discount.
I like that the assistance to Angelenos facing economic hardship, which is like, well, instead of $65, you can pay $45. Like, that's not how you save money, or it's not how you make money, or it doesn't buy any soup. Anyway.
Isn't that what he's saying? Basically, wouldn't it be more honest to say, we have lifted all the parking meters and parking restrictions for 8 months. We are broke. We need our money faster. Please pay within 48 hours.
People in Los Angeles should just go, fuck it. I mean, there's people sleeping all over the place. What am I paying parking tickets for?
Yeah.
Like, why are we, it's basically, LA is basically like a prison riot. And the mayor's like, make your bed, make your cot. And it's like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking light something on fire and chuck it.
There's a flaming toilet paper roll coming from my face.
Right. Like, what am I doing? Why am I making my bed? There's a full fucking fledged riot going on.
Yeah.
Like it is, I cannot think of a place that is simultaneously lawless and has the most rules. We have the most. So if you want to, here's a yardstick for rules. I want to open a business. So let's just say let's just say Arby's wants to open a fast food joint here. More rules than any city in the country. So we simultaneously have more rules, and then you can shit wherever you want.
You know what that sounds like? I mean, and Brian, Mr. Movie genre, is there anything more dystopian than all the rules and completely lawless?
Yeah. It's like
That's
Blade.
Mad Max.
It's like Blade Runner. It's
Yeah.
very regimented, but down on the streets, shit just left to your own devices.
Right.
All right. Well, let's see. Ben has a question. 42 from Michigan. Ben. Hola. Ben.
Hi, Guy.
Hi, Guy.
Adam,
Yeah.
we've seen a historic political season these last couple months.
Uh-huh.
My question is, how are you going to explain politics to your kids? Because ostensibly they may be voting in the next election. I have some thoughts on it, but I want to know what you think.
Can I answer for you, Adam?
Mm-hmm.
He's not.
Yeah, thank you.
It's off the table.
The my daughter is sort of my daughter's all about Black Lives Matter and Biden, and she got kind of sucked into that vortex. And my son is a Trumper, and that's about it. Like, I don't really talk to him about it that much. I don't think. Well, here's a couple of things I've learned as far as kids go, but as far as anyone goes. I can't convince anyone of anything. I've never really had a successful conversation where I've said to someone like, look, listen to me. Here's how it is. They just go do what they're going to do. I remember trying it once when I was probably 22, and we had the party house. Oh, it was an apartment, but everyone partied there and had fun and banged their girlfriends and got drunk and stuff. And I remember saying to the two guys that were leaving, like they were walking out to the car, and it was at night and it was late. And I said, now listen to me. We get so many goddamn complaints about partying and noise and people outside and pissing in the shrub and everything. It's like, You need to just go to your car and leave. You can't get into a shouting match on the way down. You can't take a piss. You can't do anything. Just walk down the stairs and leave. I said, okay. 2 minutes later, they were getting in a fucking fist fight on the lawn. And I realized, like, I can't impart anything to anyone at any time. There's nothing I can tell. I mean, I tell people shit all the time, but they just go, fuck it. And then they do what they do.
Is there a smaller ask than you're leaving anyway, just leave?
I
Continue the thing you're
They're
doing.
on their way out.
Yeah.
I've had those conversations where I go, look, you like using this apartment, you like having fun at this apartment, but if we get thrown out of this apartment, then you can't use this apartment. It's like when my Catholic little brother, when I gave my stupid calling card, so he met some chick online in Kentucky or whatever. I won't bore everyone with the stories. I heard a million times, but I literally had this conversation. She's like, my mom won't let me use the phone. I said, I will give you my calling card number. You can use the calling card. I will get the bill. I will know how many times you called. Use it once a day. Talk for 5 minutes. Use it sparingly, and you can reimburse me at the end of the month. But do not get out of control with this card, because I will take it away or we'll shit, blah, blah. 2 weeks later, my fucking phone got shut off. This is my home phone. I gave a whole fucking speech about use it once a day for 5 minutes, but do not go over 5 minutes and then the phone fucking shut off. Had to go down to the, call Pacific Bell or whatever in person in Van Nuys. Remember paying for shit in person?
Yep.
That's how you know you're in
that
trouble.
move many times in my early 20s.
Just standing in line with a checkbook. Trying
You
to
and the cream of the crop.
That's right. Only the best.
Yeah, I know.
You essentially, Adam, gave people the Jerry Maguire "help me help you" speech. Years ahead of time, like, I want to help you, but help me help you. It's kind of a cliche at this point, but it's true. People get in the way of you helping them.
But
Not you, one helping them.
but is it? Here's a question.
Let's
Does it? Sorry. What is? What
He
is?
was looking at his buck lip looking for notes.
No. What I'm saying is, do people want to fuck up, or do they not care, or what is the thing? Because think about everyone you've ever known. They've always blown up. I mean, who's fucked up? They blow it up themselves, right?
Yep.
They
Absolutely.
always blow it up. Why do they blow it up? Like, I was thinking about that on the way here. Why is it? What I'm saying is if you say to somebody, look, you got a great opportunity here, just don't X, Y, and Z, and they're going to fuck it up within 10 minutes with the thing you told them not to do. How does that work?
I have a theory. I think there's a real overlap between people, like you said, who their nature is to fuck up. Like, there's for whatever reason they're a fuck up, and those people often can't see the forest for the trees, can't see the big picture. Like, oh, if I just don't fuck up this one time, or don't shoot myself in the foot, or whatever it is, this could be a great opportunity. I think there's a real 1-to-1 ratio there of the people who often fuck up, or often the people who don't have any foresight.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something to that. But when you talk about fucking up, it's not like, oh no, like I'm a busboy and I tripped over my shoelaces again. Like, it's not fuck up like an accident. These are people whose neutral is what's in it for me. So when they fuck up, they're doing it because they got greedy or they got lazy. It's never just somebody who tried to do something right who had an accident. It's always like, you couldn't stop yourself from dipping into the till, could you? You couldn't stop yourself from being 2 hours late. You couldn't stop yourself from telling your boss to blow you. It's greedy and it's lazy.
It's also funny that the behavior is so habitual that everyone has their own thing. Like, some people are late and some people are lazy and some people whatever. Once you identify that habit, you can point out that habit and go, don't ever let this happen again. And it's just fucking on. Like it just happens.
Yep.
Happens immediately. I know it's interesting. One of my best friends growing up, Chris, he could have gotten a college scholarship. He was that good a football player. Between the 11th grade and the 12th grade, he needed to go to summer school to make up some credits, and then he was going to start on the varsity team and could have got a scholarship, whatever. All he had to do was go to school for, I don't know, it was like 5 weeks or something.
Half a summer.
Couldn't do it. Like, and I would tell him all the time, and I would say, like, I'm going to come pick you up in the morning, and I'm going to drop you off and stuff. No.
You're like the opposite of Ben Affleck in Good Will Hunting when he's like, every morning I come to pick you up. I hope today's the day you're not there. And you're the exact opposite. Just show up. Just the one day. Just be there when I'm there to pick you up for summer school.
Jesus.
Where is he? Do you have contact with him?
Yeah. My two kind of closest friends growing up, Chris and Ray. Chris, I met playing Pop Warner football, and Ray, I don't know, we went to the same grade school.
Shook you down for milk money?
That would have been nice. First off, I didn't have milk money.
What am I talking?
Good fucking luck.
That was a test, Gina. You failed.
Yeah. All right, they both got into construction.
Yeah.
Well, all three got into construction. Construction is where you go when you don't have anything else to do. And that's how it works out here. All right, let me hit Simply Safe. Break-ins on the rise during the holidays. So Simply Safe having a huge holiday sale. 30% off any system and free security camera. Whether you're traveling or staying put for the holidays, check it out, Simply Safe. Plus, you can get the security camera deal. It ends this week. I use Simply Safe. I hope you guys are using Simply Safe.
I have it.
Peel and stick. Batteries last up to 10 years. New, by the way, U.S. News and World Report called it the best home security of 2020. An arsenal of cameras set up yourself. Takes about 30 minutes. Then, Simply Safe security specialists monitor around the clock, sending emergency help if you need it. It is the best. It's Simply Safe, right, Dawson?
Get 30% off Simply Safe plus a free security camera today by visiting simplysafe.com/Adam. Go today. The deal is this week only. That's simplysafe.com/Adam. Simplysafe.com/Adam.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll play the Rotten Tomatoes game right after this.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey, Adam and everybody. Not a funny story for you, but Adam, I just want to tell you, there are many parallels between my life and your life, and my life is as a 36-year-old white girl from upstate New York. And I just wanted to thank you for being an inspiration. I'm actually working on writing a book, and unfortunately I'm stuck in the world of education right now as my career, and I'm a leader there. And I must say, don't do your best, do my best at least 20 times a day. Thanks, Adam, for being an inspiration.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Thanks, gal. All right, let's see. It dropped. I dropped about 45 degrees out here. It was burning.
Yeah.
It was like
I just
burning
bought a hoodie.
Yeah, me too.
It was
I have
burning.
slippers.
Yeah, on I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday, it was like 93 degrees.
Yep.
And now it's all blustery and windy and nice. So good on us. I got in the pool this morning. The thing about the pool is the pool actually, everything in life is this sort of contrast. You notice the difference. It's always the difference. Like it's like when it's super hot outside and then you go into some air conditioning, you notice. The thing about the pool is when it's cold outside, the water's easier to get into in its own weird way.
Yeah, there's no shock to the system.
Yes, it does not have that when you're nice and toasty and you get into it. All right, let's see. We're going to play the Rotten Tomatoes game?
Listen to that noise. It's a high falsetto voice that can only mean one thing, and you can feel it.
Got some names of flicks, and the gang makes their picks, guessing if it's rotten or fresh.
If they guess it exactly, we'll get a bonus 5.
It's the Rotten Tomatoes game. You know how we do it. Give me the Rotten Tomatoes game. Now it's time to play it.
Okay, in case you haven't noticed, things are a bit tense in our nation right now, but one thing we can all agree on that everyone loves are cute animals.
Amen.
While this country tears itself apart, this week the Rotten Tomatoes game is your happy place. Movies featuring cute, cuddly little animals.
Oh, like Jaws.
There's a reason they call a dog man's best friend. And our first film highlights this very special relationship as we watch a little yellow Labrador puppy grow and change along with his family. Based on the popular book of the same name, the emotional family film stars Owen Wilson and Jennifer Aniston. From 2008, Marley and Me.
I like this movie.
Didn't see it. I can only imagine it's part of the Disney torture porn that I'm always talking about.
I can't do the torture porn. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's very cute. It's fun. I don't know. I think I saw it in the theater. I can't imagine that critics would give it a thumbs down, but it's also kind of light lifting too. There's like not much to it. You know, some critics will go, oh, it's just sort of fluff. You know.
Oh, see what you did.
So let's see. What is an okay? Let's see.
Okay.
All right. You guys locked in?
Yep.
I say fresh, barely at 66.
Just a bit higher at 71.
Never saw it. Did not think they'd be that kind. 48.
Marley and Me is fresh,
Yeah.
barely at 62%.
There
Okay.
you go.
Speaking of tear jerkers, let's go back in time to one of the originals. Maybe you didn't see it, but certainly you know the timeless story of a boy and his lovable dog who, well, spoiler alert, gets rabies and plays fetch with a shotgun. It's a Disney movie, after all, from 1957, Old Yeller.
Oh, wow. Where do you go with this?
Wow.
Like this could be 90. This could be 30. I have no idea what this is.
I have no idea either. I was talking to Drew about this thing. I don't know if they did it in Old Yeller. I think they did. There used to be this sort of trope in movies when I was growing up. There'd be that part where the guy fell in love with the dog loved the guy, whatever, but at some point, or the horse or whatever it is, and they just needed it to leave because they're going to be in danger. So while the kids,
mean to it.
well, like, yeah, holding the tears back. I said, get, I don't care about you anymore. Now get. And like tears would be coming down. That was a scene in like every fifth movie I saw. You don't really see it anymore, but it was he pretending to be mean to the dog or the horse or whatever they loved so much because they needed him to leave to be safe. All right, let's see.
I know nothing about this movie, so I'll give you guys a bit of trivia. Fess Parker, who's on the poster we're looking at, went on to become a winemaker, a pretty notable winemaker.
Right.
And his daughter followed in his footsteps, and her name is Tessa.
Oh, well, there you go.
Right.
That's all I got for this movie.
All right. It's a classic. It's considered a classic. It has to be. Are you guys locked in? 86.
I went a little lower. What year was this, Dawson?
59.
57.
57.
Yeah, the movies weren't fantastic from Disney in this era, so I went just a bit lower at what I have, 67.
Oh, 81.
Oh, Old Yeller is certified fresh at 100%.
Shut your mouth hole.
Christ. 100%.
Wow. Wow.
Off by 33.
20.
Brian, you thought it would be 30.
21 reviews.
Well, the first number I threw out was 90.
That's true. Wow.
Let's change gears and enter the world of animation, where a lovable, chubby panda bear just wants to be taken seriously as a martial artist. Jack Black leads an all-star cast in 2008's Kung Fu Panda.
This movie's fine. There's nothing wrong with this movie.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's not Pixar, but it's fine.
I didn't get into this, but heard it was good. Jack Black is good. Jack Black is doing videos where it's like, what was he did? Like a get out and vote kind of video or whatever. I don't. Is Jack Black? I guess I've talked to him a few times. Is he nuts? Is he fun?
You mean when he was in like his little Speedos and cowboy boots?
Yeah, just doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I met the guy.
Gina, Jack Black.
I'm assuming that's the brand. I think he's probably a normal dude.
Yeah, strikes me as down to earth, normal guy. But if there's comedians, I'll go off the edge at some point in their lives.
All right.
They all go Eddie Murphy or
I don't think he's going full Randy Quaid. I think it's just part of the silliness of his brand.
Randy Quaid, I forgot about. Where's Randy Quaid? Is he like at large in Canada?
Canada, right?
I'm not sure he's in custody.
He's literally fled. Okay. Well, this is a good movie and people liked it and it's hard to argue with the kids stuff.
What company is it? It's not Disney.
DreamWorks.
Okay.
DreamWorks. I think that's what it says right above Kung Fu Panda.
Okay.
I'm going to say 77.
Yeah, critics might have been hard on it because it's so silly. I had to want a little lower at 70.
Critics might have been hard on it. I had to watch Sonic the movie last night.
Oh boy.
I went 76.
Kung Fu Panda is certified fresh.
Fuck.
At 87%.
Damn, Brian.
The people had it at 83.
Stumblefest.
Is that Sonic? Was that
God.
Jim Carrey in that?
Yes, Dr. Robotnik. You know what? For what I assumed it would be, it actually exceeded my expectations. Take that for what it's worth. Take that any way you want.
To me, anything that's got anime in it bumps me a little bit. But the thing that's funny is my all-time favorite show growing up was Speed Racer, and that was basically anime. Like,
well, this is live action with one character, and that's Sonic.
Yeah, why do I hate anime so much, but I loved Speed Racer?
That makes no sense.
That was my only my only life preserver in life was growing up and watching Speed Racer.
Maybe honestly you associate it with a bad time in your life.
Well, it's like you maybe you didn't like gruel, but if it's all you had to eat, you ate it. Doesn't mean you want to grow up and I could go for gruel tonight.
What is gruel?
Do they make
like a porridge?
Do they do canned gruel? I feel like my mom wouldn't make gruel, but if they had some sort of instant gruel or some sort of
just add water.
Is there microwavable gruel?
Just powdered gruel.
Powdered gruel.
Frozen
I feel like
TV
my
gruel.
mom would have been down with powdered gruel.
But you had to mix it with water, no milk. She wouldn't do milk.
Oh, microwave a bridge too far growing up in the Carolla house. That was considered a durable good. That's
dump some hot water in it.
That was exotic. My mom, it's funny. If you guys want to know why, like, I rail against all this shit all the time, like I have this reflexive fuck this and whatever, like it's always at the tip of my tongue when people are like, COVID-19, wipe your In-N-Out burger bag down with Clorox. And you know why I always just fucking react so horribly to that stuff? Because I grew up with my mom. And my mom would be like, we can't have a microwave oven because it'll cook your brain. You get cancer. You get cancer from the microwave. Or it's like you sit too close to the TV set. You'll get X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Like all my mom was wrong about everything her entire life. And I've been hearing it my entire life. So it's always like, here's what's going to happen. And this is bad for you. And this is over there. And red meat. No. You can't eat red meat. All the stuff like don't eat a steak, eat pasta. You want to be healthy, right? Like they were wrong about it's perfect with nuclear power. It's like that is the safest, cheapest, most abundant form of energy, and you guys are all against it because it's dangerous. Well, okay, then no energy. Like
now go catch some rays outside. We'll see you at dinner.
I am telling you, it's always struck me that everyone was doing, that's all my mom told me about. Said this causes that, and that causes this, and you can't eat a hot dog and red meat and blah, blah, blah. And you could just playing the sprinklers on the front lawn with your shirt off the entire summer day. Never had a word about it.
Oh, that would never hurt you.
Yeah. It wouldn't because it's natural.
Right.
It's the sun.
Mother Earth.
The hot dogs, that's made by Hormel. And they're out to poison everybody. Like, this is so weird. So whenever I hear someone going, here's what I'm worried about, I'm always like, oh, fuck it. But 9 times out of 10, nothing ever comes of the thing that we're supposed to be worried about. All right. What movie are we on? What's our next one?
It's number 4.
Ooh, speaking of food, everyone's favorite lasagna-loving cat finally gets his own feature film. Back in 2004, naturally, they cast Bill Murray as the feisty feline, who has to come to terms with sharing his house with a dim-witted dog.
Oh,
It's based on a popular comic strip, you might know, co-starring Breckin Meyer and Jennifer Love Hewitt from 2004, Garfield the Movie.
Certified fresh.
Great cast.
They must have just backed up
It's
the
all
Brinks
about-
truck to Bill Murray's, right? I mean, this
Yeah,
went,
they were like, think about Look Who's Talking. That was a huge success. That's this with cats.
but I think the pitch, he's the voice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the pitch for Bill Murray is like $7 million, 2.5 days in a recording
exactly.
studio.
Right.
You don't have to go. You don't have to leave town.
Yep.
Right. All right. It's all
No
about
publicity.
me. Ow.
Ow.
All right. Let's see.
What year did this gem come out?
Oh, 5.
God,
At the height of Breckin Meyer's powers.
He was calling the shots.
Right.
where is
Five.
Breckin Meyer? And where do we know him from? American Pie?
Breckin Meyer's, nice little
From
town just outside of
Clueless.
Aspen, right?
Yeah.
Clueless. Yeah.
That's a big one.
Oh, Clueless.
And was he like, not Suits, but one of those shows, like one of those TNT shows?
Yeah.
One of those.
There's now officially too many shows. We
Yeah.
don't even know any
Maybe
of
it's
them.
Suits. I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those.
All right. So
How fresh.
I didn't see it. I don't know. Is there some deduction for Bill Murray, like kind of cashing a check? You know what I mean? I go, come on, you're Bill Murray. You don't need to do this shit.
They probably deducted for a lot of things.
All right, this could really separate things here because this, first off, we could all be surprised. It could be 72%. We don't know.
It could.
That would be surprising.
Yeah.
It would, but stranger things have happened.
Absolutely.
All right. I am going to say, you guys locked in?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
31.
Playing from behind, got to make a bold move. 0.
I was going to say 0, but I split the difference between both of you. 16.
Garfield, the movie, is rotten at 14%.
Thank God.
Big pickup, Gina Grant.
Yeah.
And finally, Tom Hanks stars as uptight, by-the-books police officer who wants to solve his friend's murder. Naturally, he teams up with the junkyard bloodhound he's inherited, and a warming of heart ensues. And by the way, my Big Nana's house just missed the frame. This was filmed outside of your beloved Carmel in a little town called Pacific Grove, California.
Oh, your Nana's house was almost in there?
Yeah, almost.
Well, that explains it because I was walking down the sidewalk the other day and I heard people talking about Turner and Hooch and about this cool house that was just out of frame.
Just out of frame.
And now this brings it home.
We
Thanks.
saw the movie there, and about 8 people throughout the movie just kept on jumping up and go, "There's my house."
Oh, because you saw it.
In the
Well, see, I grew up in North Hollywood, California. I mean, so everybody who was at Radford Studio, like CBS, Radford, all those, they would just go down the street and film all the time. Like, why get on an airplane? So I would sit around and watch Emergency and, Dallas and Falcon Crest and whatever. It's all these shows. Every time they went outside, it's like, oh yeah, that's my street. They would never film in front of my house, but I did. Weirdly, when I was, it was about, 12 or 13, I used to watch a show, Emergency. All they did back in you had the recipe for a TV show had big horns in the beginning. Just ba-da-da-dum, ba-ba, ba-da-da-dum, ba-ba, ba. It'd be this big thing. And then during the intro, and then at some point, a car would either have to turn over or something would have to blow up. Sure. And that'd be it. And then they'd show the two stars looking concerned or looking at their watch and tapping it or whatever it is. And emergency Gage and DeSoto were the two paramedic firefighters. And
that you were bothering.
Yeah. Well, play the beginning. But listen to the music. By the way, the shows may have sucked, but the music was great. It was always like Quincy Jones or someone like that put all this shit together. You got it, Kaylin? Dr. Drew said he wanted to be a doctor because he heard in emergency horns. Come on. Nice bass line.
Cooks.
Yeah, that's a big band. Drew said he wanted to be a doctor because at the beginning there was the doctor. All right. How big a deal was the phone back when everyone didn't have cell phones?
Oh my God! If you had a remote phone,
this is like he saw the doctor at the hospital on the phone, and he saw Gage and DeSoto like out in the field with their bag of phones. This suitcase phone is like, we got D5 ringers and lactate tolerance, whatever. D5W and lactate ringers. That's right. D5W and lactate ringers. Did he show the guy at the hospital on the phone? And Drew's like, yeah. And the show Vegas with Robert Urich, the whole thing was he had a phone in his car. That was half the show. Like, he's got a car, and it's got a phone in it, and it doesn't have a cord. It's just a phone in a car with a big antenna in the back. Like, that's half the reason.
You got it. Let's go.
you tune in. They're going, I hope that phone rings this episode, man. This is going to be awesome. So I was walking to Walter Reed Elementary School, and I was going down the street down, I don't know, Colfax or something. I was walking, and there was a truck, and it was like a fireman truck. It was like a paramedic's truck or whatever. It's just parked in front of someone's house, like a neighbor or something up the street. So I just walked in. I just poked my head in the window, and I said, "Hey, what's the problem or something?" And it was Gage and DeSoto from Emergency, and they just looked at me and they went, "Hey, get out of here." And I was like, I looked at it, I was like, Gage and DeSoto are real? This is a real thing? And they're like, and then there were douches. They're like, get away from the truck. And I was like, huh? And at the end of the street, they were supposed to drive into a shot. So it's like they were going to go down. Right. You know, they told them to park 2 blocks away, someone to give them the walkie-talkie, and you'd come pulling up and jump out of the truck. And I was fucking up their shot by like talking to them or something. But, yeah, I thought they're real. And by the way, if you see the 2 actors that played Gage and DeSoto, I don't think they ever did another thing afterwards. So maybe they were doing that.
Well, you certainly don't forget a guy named Randolph Mantooth.
Yeah,
it's pretty strong.
That is a good name. All right, sorry, Dawson.
That's all right. That last 5 minutes brought to you by Big Nana's House. Mm-hmm. From 1989, Turner and Hooch.
Yeah.
All right, we have a close-ish game. I think in the lead, but we don't exactly know everything. So, Turner and Hooch. Tom Hanks, come on.
Yeah,
lovable
Tom Hanks.
Lovable Tom Hanks. All right, let's see.
What year was this?
89. Tom Hanks has a quote where he said something to the effect of, Chris can look this up or not, it's either there. He worked harder on this movie than he had on any movie previously.
Really?
Harder than Splash?
That's what he said. That was his quote. Something to that effect.
Thank you, Brian. Probably because he was working with a dog.
Perhaps.
He hated every minute of it.
No, he loved that dog. How dare you?
All right. Let's see. I'm going to protect my lead. I don't know that this is a bad movie. It seems like a bad movie. I don't know that it's bad. I'm just going 50% right down the middle.
Shit, I needed more separation on that one. 44.
52.
Damn it.
One of you is on the nose.
Oh, please.
On the wet nose.
Turner and Hooch is rotten at 52%.
Yes.
I think Gina may have snuck that one out in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, I normally don't pay attention to Gina.
Thank you.
So, but the -5, yeah. But I was only 2 off, so.
It's true.
All right. Let's see what happened here. Uh-oh, Kaylin did the math, so.
Actually,
won.
Chris did the math.
Oh, Chris did
shit.
the math, sorry.
Gina Grad, congratulations. You made the podium.
Thank you.
Bald Brian.
Yeah.
Don't call it a comeback, but is it a curse? 81, third place.
Oh.
Gross. That was terrible.
Adam Carolla coming in with a score of 47, besting the Bald by nearly half,
Yeah. Bad times.
leaving us Gina Grad.
Mm-hmm.
She's got at least second place. Is she above or below 47? Well, Gina, bad news. The 5-point deduction would not have mattered. The good news is you would have won anyway with a score of 41. Congratulations, Gina Grad.
Thank you very
Well
much.
played.
It's the Rotten Tomatoes game. You know how we do it.
Would have won anyway. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I win last week too? Or am I just getting cocky?
2 in a row.
You and I,
Yeah, I
you and
think
I
I
tie
did.
for second, but they disqualified me.
Oh, no. Adam won last week.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, if you want to know whether you won last week, go check your refrigerator because I know you have a fucking piece of paper up there with X's on it for every win on this
Who,
game.
me or Brian?
You.
Oh, come on. You mean, are you accusing me of having a star chart next to the 5-year-old star
Yes.
chart?
Yes, I am.
Onto something. Yeah.
I have the star chart, but it's for Gina's wins.
Yes, I am. All right. Jeff Cesario is going to be in 1 second. First, I'll tell you about Skrewball peanut butter whiskey. Holidays are going to look different this year. Mix up your cocktails, too. Skrewball peanut butter whiskey, the ultimate duo, American whiskey and peanut butter flavor. Sweet meets savory with a light, smooth finish. It's 70 proof. You can enjoy it neat or on the rocks or as a shot, whatever you like. Or replace your usual whiskey and cocktails with the Skrewball for a whole new experience. Top a big scoop of vanilla ice cream with Skrewball for the ultimate indulgence. Yeah, this stuff's good. When we have our Christmas party, we always serve up Skrewball, and it always goes. It's great. So it's kind of a conversation starter. So great for date night or add it to coffee, hot chocolate or eggnog for the festive treat. It's Skrewball whiskey, right, Dawson?
Skrewball, the original and most awarded peanut butter whiskey, is available near you. Pick up Skrewball at your local store or get it delivered today. Ready to hashtag get screwed? Go to skrewballwhiskey.com for more info and click on buy now. Please drink responsibly. Advertisement by Skrewball Spirits, LLC, San Diego, California. Whiskey with natural flavors, 35% alcohol by volume.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Jeff Cesario right after this.
The Adam Carolla Show presents Jeff Cesario's birthday cocktail party for March 30th. Let's see who's here. The 17th century agricultural icon, Jethro Tull. The chemist who invented the Bunsen burner, Robert Bunsen. His friends called him Bob. Vincent Van Gogh is here. Lend him an ear, will ya? Good one. Stanislaw Leszczynski. He's a Polish mathematician, but he's just got a really cool name. Stanislaw Leszczynski. Warren Beatty is here. So is Slowhand, Eric Clapton. One of my two dads, Paul Reiser. Stop. It's Hammer time. MC Hammer is here. And Tracy Chapman, Piers Morgan, and she's near, far, Celine Dion is here. Funny, I thought she wouldn't come, but Nora Jones has showed up. Jeff Cesario is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Jeff Cesario, it's a pretty good cocktail party you got there.
One of the best.
I'm dragging ass, man. Jeez. I'm way in last place on that list. I'm a little sad.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe
no,
I got
Hold on, Jeff.
maybe I got the mathematician beat.
Let's be clear. You're not on the list.
You weren't invited to the cocktail party.
It's not like you're 13th on that list. You don't make the list. If this is
when I die, I'll be on that list.
If this is another podcast doing the birthday cocktail party, Jeff is. Oh. I think I made myself clear. Stand Up album, by the way, What Was I Thinking, is available now on Pandora, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your music. Jeff, so for you, it's been no stand-up during the whole pandemic, no travel?
Yeah, no travel, no stand-up, and I am of a level at my career, and by that I just mean age, where I'm like, yeah, drive-in show. You know what? I'm going to bake cookies with my daughter tonight. I don't feel the need to go out and try the new venues just yet.
Jeff's daughter's 34.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
But hates baking, so I do it all for her. So I'm not trying any of that just yet. But I'm a little pissed about it because, the album I knew was coming out in the summer, and I thought, well, maybe if we can have this thing licked by the fall or so, I could book some cities on the heels of the album: Minneapolis, Milwaukee, probably Kansas City, Denver, places like that where I have a following, and do a little mini tour, but didn't happen. So what are you going to do?
What year? Well, again, we talk about it every show, and I haven't really been watching much of the news lately, but I do think after the election, the whole COVID talk has gone down 77%. So maybe I don't know if I feel like the news kind of drives the policy, and once the talk, the sort of helter-skelter, hair on fire sort of chatter goes down, then the politicians will go, all right, well, I guess it's okay to open that club or open the school or whatever it is. What year did you do the Tonight Show first?
87.
And
same year I lost my virginity. Come on, everybody. Still got it.
And what was that? Do you remember preparing for that?
I thought you were going to say shitting my pants. Yes. I remember both shitting my pants and preparing for it. The good thing was I'd done I'd done 2 Lettermans prior to that. So I'd gotten all that energy out of my system where for instance, like I walked Central Park South till 4 a.m. for my first Letterman. I just walked up and down Central Park South from 10 a.m. from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m.
So
I kind of got that out. So when I did my first Tonight Show, Jim McCauley, rest his soul, was smart enough to know that he wanted guys to have, and by guys I mean comics, to have 5 shots ready to go. So I felt confident that in my first one, and Carson was so great at rolling out the red carpet. Carl Reiner was the guest. So it was one of those classic, you're here on a good night. This is a good night for a young comedian. And he really rolled it out strong. And then my first couple of jokes hit hard, and I had a great set. So I just felt great about it.
It's interesting. I was just thinking about this. The more they research sleep and sleep hygiene and the benefits of a good night's sleep. And so, kids test better, coordination better, memory better, and all that kind of stuff. How many people, before the Super Bowl go like, I got no sleep, I was tossing and turning all night. Or Jeff Cesario he's walking Central Park, meaning think about how diminished you are when you're sleep deprived in terms of your memory and everything. I think they need to, they need to take the Super Bowl and kick it back an extra day so those guys can get some sleep.
Yeah. You know what this is called in the Jewish medical community? The Spilkes Index.
Yeah.
You got the Spilkes, you can't sleep.
That's the one area where I think Italians may have a better word. I think agita.
Is
a little better than Spilkes. And let's see you get this anecdote out of Stanislaw Wisniewski. It's not going to happen. The Polish mathematician can't come close to my Tonight Show debut.
Yeah, so walk in Central Park till 4 a.m.
Yeah, I wasn't an idiot. I stayed between, 59th and Central Park South, and then just came up the west side 3 blocks and then turned around and walked. I knew I was smart enough not to go through Central Park, or I would be canceling my Letterman appearance.
It is such an interesting, well, a couple things. It's kind of interesting, like when you talk about Central Park, like it's sort of like what we have in Los Angeles with homelessness. It's like, oh, there's homelessness and there's camps and it just is. Like when I was growing up, every third Sunday night movie of the week was a woman jogging through Central Park who's pulled into a shrub and raped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like we were just back then. It was like, yeah. Well, that's what happens in Central Park.
That's New York for you.
And now it's like, well, Central Park is nice. Yeah, we have this bizarre, I don't know if it's bizarre, but we can, if you think about our
Back then, it wasn't even don't jog through Central Park. It was just don't jog. That was the rule.
Right.
You just cut it there.
Unplug the treadmill at home. It's our capacity to just sort of accept kind of what is universal. Like if you think about the crazy homeless situation in Los Angeles, and again, it's not people down at Skid Row, it's people camping all along the valley, all along the Sepulveda Basin, the river in there, and under every freeway, and putting up structures and blah, blah, blah. If it didn't happen one homeless tent at a time, if you just fell asleep and woke up from 10 years ago, you'd just be yelling, what the fuck? Like you'd just be walking around yelling, what the fuck? That's Studio City. They're fucking building shit. What the fuck? Like you'd be going, your jaw would be dragging on the fucking sidewalk, and you just keep screaming, what the fuck, to everyone who passed you by. But because they just do it one tent at a time, you just go, eh.
Yeah. I actually do a bit on that in the special about how we have this sliding scale of what's acceptable. I remember, and this was true being in New York City, walking on the, what we didn't accept 20 years ago, we now accept. I was walking on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, a nice neighborhood, mid 80s. I'm walking with some friends. It's midnight. We look over at a parked car. There's a guy in the car. He's hot wiring the car. He's stealing the car. And he literally looks up and he gives me one of these. He's working away on it. And he looks up and he goes, hey, man. It just gives me that up nod and just goes right back to work. And I looked at him and went, hey, how you doing? And just kept right on walking. And I just thought, hey, God bless him. He's not taking anybody's head off with a scythe. He's just a classic American hardworking robber. That's who he is. You flip it around. You have to, or you don't survive.
I think the head nod works for taking pisses outdoors too.
Yeah,
like if you're standing in an alley and you're taking a piss and someone sees you, go, hey, what's up? Like somehow that is now rectified this complete thing. Like it's you acknowledging them before they acknowledge you. I think that's or I'm aware of this behavior that I'm engaged in.
I'm wondering if that obviously, but I'm wondering if maybe this applies more to Jeff's situation than pissing in a shrub. It's implicating you. Mm-hmm. Like, hey man, now you're in on this.
Oh yeah,
all right.
No, I just thought he knew nobody would do anything because he didn't have 9 clips for an AR-15 or whatever. He just wanted to get home faster.
Try his hand at a little
car.
Light,
Hot wiring the car. That's a trope you're not going to see anymore. Can
that even be done anymore?
No. Well, first off, it never really, not never, but steerings have steering locks.
Right.
So even if you got the car started, you still have to bust the steering lock. The steering wheels is locked, The
Jason trope they'll never see again is having all the time. They get into a car, that car they need to steal or hijack or whatever. Where are the keys? Visor down, top straight into her hand.
Now
all the time.
It's hot wired, but I don't have the fob.
Yeah.
Every show that had the kind of theme song you just dug off of Emergency had guys, but every other episode started with somebody hot wiring a car.
Yeah.
While the brass and the trumpets were hitting those high notes at the end of the theme.
And I'll tell you this about every movie and TV show I ever saw about hot wiring a car. The guy's accomplice, there's always the second story man or the wheel man or the whatever man. The guy's always got the sidekick. The guy who hot wires the car, all he does, he jumps in a car he's never been in before. He ducks his head below the dash. He pulls some wire and he touches it. 14 seconds later, the car's running and they take off. The passenger, his partner, never impressed. Never. Never goes like, holy shit, that was fast. My God. You fucking hotwired that car in way under a Beatles song. That's crazy. Like, they always just jump in and go, let me get it. They pull down it. No questions. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Tim, that's incredible. Have you done a lot of cars? Did you work in a salvage yard? How did you fucking get that? He gets the car running about 12 seconds. It took him about 12 seconds longer than if you had keys. And the guy he's running with has no thoughts.
No thought. In the same vein, roughly, is the getaway driver who we eventually are told are led to water to feel sympathy for, because he's somehow less involved in the robbery than the guys who actually got to cash.
This goes all the way to Heat.
By the end of the episode, you're actually hoping he doesn't get this heavy sentence and gets his little 6-year-old girl back. And and he's just as much a criminal. He's just shittier. So they gave him the only job they thought he could handle, which was drive away in a straight line as fast as you can when we get in the back seat.
Yeah, I had this, took my daughter and her 10 friends out TPing a house. By the way, last weekend.
What?
I don't know.
It's a true story.
He's cool, Dad.
I'm cool, Dad. Our house got TP'd and then TP'd again. But the joke is on the TPers, because when my house gets TP'd, we do nothing. It's literally it's just
you
TP.
collect toilet paper.
It's just there. Oh, yeah. I got a big bundle of it. I brought it into my house off the ground.
Joke's on you.
Right. But I realize kids don't have any of the kind of experience or lingo. They didn't grow up like I grew up watching cop shows and all these, bank robbery and heist shows. There's not going to be any more heist, there's going to be no bank heist movies coming up. People have debit cards. Like, they're going, what is that? But I was like, I was driving.
No kidding.
How's your Venmo?
I was driving them over and I was going, I gave them all nicknames like, Street, TJ, Luca, Hondo. And I gave them, and then when we got in front of the house, I was like, okay, in and out, 4 minutes, in and out, 4 minutes. I was like pushing,
Think your
I was looking at
watches.
my watch, right? My daughter's like, huh? Like, they didn't, it was always an interesting thing with the bank robbery movies where they go, we're in and out in 3 minutes. The cops are going to show up after 3 minutes. No one ever raised their hand and goes, what if there's a cop in the bank?
Cashing a check.
No. We timed it. It's like, how do you know where the cop cars are? Cop car
There's going to be a cop around the corner.
could be 20 minutes away, but could also just be driving by. How did we time this thing so closely?
Yeah, better than camera surveillance was crappy thieves on old 70s shows. They had the whole street down. Mm-hmm. They knew when the guy was crossing. They knew when the bakery closed and had a 10-minute break in their second shift. They knew the whole thing.
Oh, and they always knew when the guards changed the shift to the bank, right? Or any prison, or it's like, here's when the guards.
Or when the drop off was the pickup for the truck, the Brinks truck.
Yeah,
I would imagine that folks would mix up that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you'd want to give people the exact time you picked up the cash or the exact time the guards switched. All right, let's see. Oh, Jeff, we're going to do some Chet Waterhouse?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's fire one up.
Let's do it.
The Sports with Chet Waterhouse.
Now, brother, time for the Waterhouse Update brought to you by Ancestry.com. We'll find your relatives and then help you date them. NFL! Chargers lost on a play apparently drawn up by MSNBC's Steve Kornacki. Seattle looked worse than the free bin at an Eagle Rock yard sale. Bears as ineffective as a handmade Alec Baldwin sign. Chiefs snuck past the Panthers like a lawyer tiptoeing past Dateline's Keith Morrison. Steelers like that 253 to 213 electoral vote graphic on CNN. They just wear you down. That wrap-up sponsored by Luftwaffe. Dive bomb breakfast with Luftwaffe. College football. Indiana 3-0 for the first time since asbestos was considered good for you. Penn State stumbling like Seth Rogen's housekeeper with a contact high. Notre Dame beats Clemson just as QAnon predicted. Florida Atlantic beat Western Kentucky 10-6 in a game that made you say, you know what, maybe I'll watch them count votes in Clark County. That wrap-up sponsored by Yawning, the patio awning that deploys the second you start napping. Baseball! No punishment for the Dodgers' Justin Turner, who says he was told sunflower seed breath fought off COVID. Golf! The Masters starts this week. You can volunteer for snow shoveling duty online. President Trump on Sunday shot a 67. 18 holes, 15 holes. Who's counting? And finally, this week in sports history, the year 1969, the place Detroit, Michigan. The Red Wings' Gordie Howe scored his 19th career hat trick at the age of 41. At 41, I had difficulty putting on my hat. This Waterhouse Update brought to you by regular old 2D printers. What do you need a paper gun for? Stop bending time and space. Use a regular old 2D printer. If you want more of me this weekend, guys, I'll be in Butter Bend, Texas for the forklift theft-a-thon. You can't just steal a 700-pound pallet of mangoes. You gotta get away with it clean. This is Chet Waterhouse reminding you to play with pain.
Chet Waterhouse, sports.
Wow.
Strong opening,
So
strong closing.
strong, so good. Yawning. So much good in there.
Ancestry.com.
I was afraid of that one. Where was it going to go?
Very
Cleaned it up
strong.
ahead.
Very strong,
Oh,
Jeff.
thanks, guys.
Yeah.
It's fun to just blast them out every now and then.
So good.
That was great. All right, let's see. Let me hit Madison Reed, Mr. here. Well, Madison Reed, you guys know Madison Reed. What they do is they make high-quality hair coloring, and they did it for women for a long time, and then they thought, well, what about the fellas? Why not? How about some natural gray blending? Very natural look color for your hair. You can do it with your beard, too. You can see the before and after shots on their website. No shoe polish look. Very, very natural. And maybe just want a little more pepper and a little less salt. Madison Reed Mr. makes it easy to find the color, and you can match it on their website. It's quick. It's easy. I use it. It looks good. It looks very natural. You just put a little dollop in your hands and push it through your hair. Wait 10 minutes and rinse it off. It's Madison Reed Mr., right, Dawson?
Go to MadisonReedMr.com. That's MadisonReedMR.com and use code Adam10 for 10% off. Plus free shipping on your first box. Again, that's code Adam10.
All right. We'll take ourselves a quick break, come back, and do the news right after this.
Give me the news with Grad. News with Gina Grad. Breaking viral, all those crazy Trump tweets. Give me news with Gina Grad. Trouble in the Middle East. Celebrity drunk meltdowns. Need news with Gina Grad.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, I'll start with Brian's favorite joke of all time. Oh, did something political happen over the weekend?
Good.
Anything
Good
happen
stuff.
over the weekend?
Yeah, with the
so-
Super Bowl. Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
there was
right.
a game with guys.
Is there a sports ball this weekend? So I think we all know how that shook down. Well, here's a couple of fun facts and different angles around the crazy politics of the weekend. Washington, D.C. liquor store owners say supporters of President-elect Joe Biden have purchased more champagne bottles Saturday than the previous two New Year's Eves combined.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Several Getty images show hundreds, and we have a video, this is one in DC, show hundreds of empty Veuve Clicquot champagne bottles, wine bottles, seltzer
Don't waste the Veuve.
hard seltzer bottles,
Spray some Cokes all over, for God's sake.
stacked up against trash cans throughout Washington. A customer at one of the markets tweeted Saturday that blunt wraps were selling out. They couldn't find them anywhere. So a lot of people deciding to take to the streets and pop some bottles.
They must sell labels for champagne bottles, right? Online. Like you could just
you can get Tiffany gift boxes.
Yeah, it's
empty
just
boxes.
I can get a bottle of Martinelli's sparkling apple juice and just put the Veuve Clicquot on it and just enjoy it that way.
Yeah, we didn't we put him back in the radio days. We talked to a dude on who the fuck sells this shit on Craigslist who was selling empty bottles, and we're like, what the fuck are you selling empty bottles for?
Right.
And it became clear that it was to for less than reputable bars to fill with pop-off vodka.
That was a big scandal that was going on a few years ago, right?
Yeah,
they
the wine forgeries. There's a great documentary. What's the documentary called? Sour Grapes.
Right.
It's a good documentary.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Puerto Rican hotel bars. Remember
that one? Yeah, people were
talking
dying.
about scandals. Yeah.
They
were like putting methanol in there.
All right. So here's the whole thing. It's I always feel this way. I used to feel this way about stadium food. You have a hot dog that cost you, the stadium, 41 cents. You could sell it for $7. You don't have to charge $13. And if you're you go to Costco and get a thing of pop-off vodka or whatever the cheap vodka it is, you put it in the hotel mini bar, you're going to make 2,000% of a markup. Why do you need to pour rubbing alcohol in the thing?
Yeah.
Why are you so goddamn greedy? Why don't you just take, this bottle costs you $1, you sell it for $11. Why does it have to cost you 41 cents? And where's the profit in that? It's just 50 cents.
Well, it's labor intensive too, isn't it? Because you got the teeny bottles. You got to cut every single teeny bottle in a hotel mini bar
right.
and then go to every room. And that's insane. That's like a 3-week project. You can't do that. Nobody's got that kind of time and crime anymore.
Where are you guys?
Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe I'm ignorant. I always assumed they just refilled the discarded ones that were open to drink.
Yeah.
Am I foolish about that?
I don't know. Who the fuck? What are we?
Draw on your Filipino bar filling skills.
Yeah. Are you guys, who here will go to the mini bar in a hotel and just grab something because they want it?
No.
Never once.
Nobody.
Unless it's like I was sick, I needed a Gatorade or something. But rarely.
We could probably break the world into two halves, right? Like, I know people, by the way, the ultimate freedom is literally just, I know people just walk in and go, oh, I want to get, and they just walk right to it and open it up and just grab whatever.
It's weighted. Don't pick it up and put it back.
One day, my worst, I think it was like the worst night of my life, but I was doing something. That's some man show thing or something like that. We're in Canada, as I recall, and we had some gals back up to the suite, and I can't remember what the fuck we were doing, but I wasn't banging them or anything. We're just like partying or whatever. And at some point, my buddy said, oh, we need some drinks, for the girls. And he just like walked into my room and opened the mini fridge and like got all the miniature bottles out. And I was like, no. And he's like, come on, we're going to party. Like,
especially on a Comedy Central salary. That just wiped it out.
God, it was so insane.
They made no money that season.
No. Yeah. All right. Sorry, Gina. Where were we?
So everything sounds like it's from the GD Onion lately. And I've been reading articles on this all weekend, and I'm still not convinced that this isn't some sort of joke I'm not in on. Can we please talk about the Four Seasons situation? Because I can't wrap my head around this. So this sort of hastily arranged news conference featuring Rudy Giuliani, who's the president's lawyer, just minutes after Joe Biden had been declared the victor of the 2020 race, delivered this speech at the Four Seasons landscaping company outside of Philadelphia instead of the Four Seasons Hotel, where most people assumed he was talking about. So there was a deleted tweet by Trump saying, press conference 11:30 Four Seasons. And then that was taken down. It was press conference Four Seasons landscaping. It was in this little, not strip mall, but it was in between a cremation place and an adult bookstore. And the question of how they ended up at this landscaping company in Holmesburg, Pennsylvania, is unclear. And Giuliani offered no explanation Saturday. He made no mention of it, no mention of the company, anything during the remarks. Things just keep getting weirder.
Yeah, well,
so what intern is getting fired for calling the wrong Four Seasons?
Yeah.
But wait, is that really what you think happened?
I don't know.
Okay, because one story I read out of admittedly many theories is Trump or the Trump campaign, whoever's in charge of it, is like, we're doing it the Four Seasons. Four Seasons caught wind of it before they approved it. It was like, fuck no, you're not doing it here. And to save face, they found another Four Seasons in Philadelphia, which is absurd. Why not? Trump is one of Trump's great strengths is going to war with people. Why not just say, Four Seasons, you're losers and you're blah, 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 and we're going to do it at the Hyatt or whatever.
Yeah. Well, Frankie Valli's sitting around going, what do we chop liver over here?
On the other end of the spectrum, I read one of the conspiracy sites that claims it was intentional because there are Four Seasons total landscaping places all over the country. And none of them really ever turn a profit, so they're laundering money somehow.
Oh, wow.
That's going directly to the Biden campaign.
Oh, so this is Gardening Gate instead of Pizzagate.
Garden Gate. Yeah.
You guys are doing too much reading. Well, because here's the thing about the conspiracy theory. You always go, conspiracy theorists are nuts and they're whatever, and fine, I get it. But if you get sucked into reading about it or criticizing it, like Dr. Drew is obsessed with flat earthers. And I tell him all the time, what do you give a shit? There's nutty people all over the place. So they think the fucking world's flat. So be it. And he's obsessed. So, but I mean, it's like he uses as much time and as much brain matter focusing on the flat earth as flat earthers do, but none of the benefit.
It's like getting egged into going to a pie gow table and you have no idea how to play pie gow.
It's an interesting thing, and I wonder, do you think it's kind of a narcissism? Not that Drew's a narcissist, but what I mean is like you go, these people think, I can't believe these people think this. It's like there's people think everything, right? I mean, there's whole... Get out of the United States and go to China. They got a million thoughts over there that you don't agree with, or you have no.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fine. There's a billion people that think a way you don't think.
Check out a museum in North Korea.
Right. Yes.
The murals are going to look very different.
Right. All right. Sorry, Gina. What else?
So yet another sort of, I wouldn't call it a crazy thing, a thing that happened. CNN anchor Anderson Cooper took a rare moment for the network and expressed some regret for some of his hostile rhetoric, as they're calling it, toward President Trump. This quote was, I don't know if he was just done or maybe.
By the way, what's CNN going to do when Biden's president? Like, are they just going to show footage from last week of Trump golfing and go, what a hack.
Look Jesus what he left us with.
Right in a bunker. Jesus Christ.
So on Thursday, Cooper blasted Trump over remarks he made at the news conference during victory in the presidential election, despite Fox News' projection at the time showing Joe Biden in a significant lead for the Electoral College. By the way, I think I heard on John and Ken, Trump called Rupert Murdoch, like he called him and lit him up for how dare you declare on Fox News, that Biden has this many electoral votes. I love that.
How physically, on the phone. How hands-on do you think Rupert Murdoch is? Like, you think he's at the studio? Like, hey,
counting votes.
Yeah, right.
I pay those fucking talking heads a lot of money. I didn't make that decision. Like,
but Trump wants to talk to the man at the top.
Okay, but
He doesn't want to talk to the the production guy.
yeah, I know. This is just it's
That's the call I would get.
right.
So
How did you do?
so this is what Anderson had to say about Trump.
He talked about things. He talked about people putting up papers in windows. He talked about things that he'd seen on the internet. That is the president of the United States. That is the most powerful person in the world. And we see him like an obese turtle on his back, flailing in the hot sun, realizing his time is over. But he just hasn't accepted it, and he wants to take everybody down with him, including this country.
So Andrew
turtle.
Andrew Yang had thoughts about that. Yeah.
I want to say this. How do you think the rest of the world likes it when we announce that our president is the most powerful person in the free world? Do you think they go, oh, we got a guy too, We got
we're not powerless.
We have a Navy. What the fuck?
We won some wars.
I think we're coming down the stretch here pretty strong. Yeah, we're kicking into gear. I think we can catch you.
And do you think they do a thing in other countries where they like adjust, like once we're number one? You know what I mean? USA is number one. So like when they're criticizing the president of Italy, they go, he's the 23rd most powerful man in the free world. And he's making these kind of decisions?
Hey, what do you want from me?
That's a little inflated, 23rd. I'm guessing Italy's down in the 30s. That's my hunch. Only country to switch sides in the middle of both world wars. That's impressive. You got to admit, they smelled a winner and they dropped the flag and picked up the new one.
Who's the bunga bunga guy? Is that Berlusconi?
Oh yeah,
bunga guy.
Yeah, the bunga bunga
lot
parties.
Of girls.
Yeah,
a lot of girls. A lot of girls.
Miss Bim Bim?
Yeah, I like Miss Bim Bim.
All right, let me hit NetSuite here. If you're a business owner, you don't need us telling you how to run a business and how tough it is, but you don't need to make it harder than necessary. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down. Stop paying for multiple systems that don't give you the info you need when you need it. Upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. Get visibility and control over financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more, and do it all in one place. NetSuite by Oracle. Whether you're doing $1 million or hundreds of millions in revenue, save time, save money. Go with NetSuite, right, Dawson?
Join the over 22,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Let's let NetSuite show you how they'll benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/Adam. Schedule your free product tour at netsuite.com/Adam right now. netsuite.com/Adam.
All right, let's do a couple more, Gina.
Okay, well, Chappelle hosted SNL over the weekend the same way he did 4 years ago when Trump won the presidency, and he did his 15-minute monologue that kind of everyone was sort of enraptured with. And now he's back for the new president and did a long monologue that everyone's sort of enraptured with. His monologue had random jokes sprinkled into, thoughts about the country, of course, some very serious moments. Here's a moment that's getting a lot of attention. This is about 40 seconds.
This morning after the results came in, got a text from a friend of mine in London. And she said, the world feels like a safer place now that America has a new president. And I said, well, that's great, but America doesn't. Do you guys remember what life was like before COVID? I do. It's a mass shooting every week. Anyone remember that? Thank God for COVID. Some had to lock these murderous whites up, keep them in the house.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the first jokes I said was, school shootings are down, 77% or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave Chappelle is, first off, comics always hold the mic. They want that mic out there. It's like they need, it's like a cane, but I get it. But he's smoking a cigarette. Yeah. And the thing, I like rules. Rules are like, we are 100% smoke-free, zero tolerance for cigarettes. Dave Chappelle wants to smoke on stage. Well, okay. But he can't. But what about the fucking janitor? No.
It's Dave
No, you
Chappelle.
can't.
No, it's fun. It's a very it's an interesting dive on rules because there is no smoking anywhere, but Dave Chappelle could smoke. And
Yeah.
and how much? I know I always bring this up, but he's doing a 9-minute monologue. He really doesn't need a cigarette. If I timed Dave Chappelle and I followed him all day with a GoPro, his time between smoking cigarettes would be 19 minutes and 31 seconds. Why does he need a cigarette during this 9 minutes other than to tell everyone, hey, I'm Dave Chappelle.
I can smoke. Yeah.
Right.
I think that was part of it. Yeah.
Dean Martin with the,
Absolutely.
Well, what about Andrew Dice Clay?
If
Allowed to light those.
Yeah, but Clay smoked, on his day, you could smoke.
Right.
I mean, like what you do is you go, if any of you in the audience of SNL lit up a cigarette right now, you'd be pepper sprayed and hogtied and dragged out of here by security. But me, I'm going to smoke.
Yeah, but he owns it. I mean, he's owned it every special. And I think when you got a guy like that and you got that monologue, especially when you don't have clubs to go to try that stuff out, to go out there and do that caliber of material, that well crafted, that well woven together. I didn't feel anything random about it. I thought he kind of knew he was doing a Rat Pack vibe. He knew exactly what he was doing and he nailed it. I would have blasted him out of the gun as the cold open because those cold opens just have zero traction as far as I'm concerned. I think they even lose viewers. And you got a guy like Chappelle with at least left turns in his bits. You go, oh, that's sort of, I would have never thought of that. Or then come back around and say stuff like, which he didn't in this set, but he has in his specials. He ain't bad for me. He's bad for you guys. I got a lot of money. I'm owning it. I'm smoking on stage. That's kind of the way he did that this time. I just think he's hitting on all 8 cylinders. I love watching him work.
I love the fact that him smoking on stage translates into his prowess as a stand-up comedian. But,
yeah.
But look, everyone loves Chappelle, and there's a je ne sais quoi, a certain thing, a kind of a truth teller, kind of a storyteller. But you know what?
He's funny.
You know what? Yeah,
he makes it funny. That's the bottom line.
But I really think about stand-up. The person, the people you like the most and all that kind of stuff, they just have a certain comfort level with themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he never's in a rush. That's part of the cigarette. So the cigarette is like, let me tell you about Trump. Now I'm going to pick up the cigarette, take a draw off it. You know what I mean? It's not hurried. It's not pressured. Yeah. Yes.
I agree with you 100% about that. They're in control, and it even works with the guy who's not like slow paced or deliberately paced, like a Lewis Black, who's pretty frenetic, but he's always in control. Like you're always along. He's always driving the train.
Yeah.
It's funny when you said
same thing. It's just different pace. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's funny when you said about pace. I thought, you know what? It's possible that Dave Chappelle would probably tell you, or somebody who constantly smokes on stage would tell you, that's my hourglass. That's when I know the bow tie is going to light up. Like I know exactly how much of this cigarette I have left.
All right, Gina, let's do one more, girl.
All right. Well, I hate to end on this note, but you just have to give a big RIP to longtime Jeopardy host Alex Trebek. He did pass away from pancreatic cancer, which moves pretty fast from anecdotally from what I've seen. He was 80. He was diagnosed. Yeah,
he had it for. I feel like
he was sick for a long time.
I know.
It's been public for a year and a half. And he has stage 4, very aggressive stuff. Do you guys remember the show High Rollers?
Yes.
He hosted that in the mid 70s and the late 70s.
A few game shows in the back.
And classic Concentration and To Tell the Truth.
And he created the Will Ferrell character.
Oh,
it was the best. The best. That's the best. The Jeopardy on SNL is always the best.
And the show has reached a new low.
Yes, when especially really Norm Macdonald as young Burt
Reynolds.
Young Burt Reynolds is the best.
Yeah,
it's the best. It's just such a crazy character.
Daryl Hammond and
Daryl
Sean
Hammond.
Connery.
The
So
best.
I'll take the rapists for 200.
That's therapist.
We have, I think Dawson has a montage of my name as a question on Jeopardy. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
you were included in 4 Jeopardy questions over the years, first appearing in March of 2011.
Well, to be fair to me, Gina, that sounds good, but there's been 200 million episodes, so you've probably been mentioned 3 times.
Yeah, Gina, you meant 3 questions.
In quite the cast of TV characters for 800, please, Alex. Supporting roles on this show include Glenn Quagmire and Death, the latter voiced by Adam Carolla.
Wow.
What is Family Guy?
Yes.
Also in 2011. Also a president's surname for 800, please. Carolla, Ant, and Sandler.
Wow.
And it would be what is Adams, plural. In 2012, Sweet Lil Films for 2000. The Hammer is a knockout film with this ex-Love Line and Man Show host. I want that time to hear the answer.
Did you say for 2,000 or 1,000?
That was 2000, so that was in the
That's
double
the hardest
Jeopardy
one.
round. That's the hardest one.
Double Jeopardy.
Was that
And
a
then-
daily double?
Finally, in 2015,
No one ever got that one, yeah.
a host of TV hosts for 1,000. Loveline featured Adam Carolla, Diane Farr, and this doctor who also helped on Celebrity Rehab.
Wow.
How much was that one for, sir?
That's for 1,000, so that was the hardest question in round 1 of Jeopardy.
Thanks, Dawson. Gina, let's
cool.
bring her home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad.
That was the news with Gina Grad.
Well, last but not least, we got LifeLock. Hotels are advertising daytime reservations for people seeking quiet, distraction-free workplaces, but hackers can exploit lax hotel Wi-Fi security and steal your personal data. It's important to understand how cybercrime and identity theft are affecting our lives. Every day, we put our information at risk on the internet. You can miss certain threats by just monitoring your credit alone. Good thing there's LifeLock. LifeLock helps detect a wide range of identity threats, like your social security number for sale on the dark web. If they detect your information, they will send you an alert. Come on, people. It's almost 2021, right? Let's get some protection with LifeLock, right, Dawson?
No one prevents all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. LifeLock can see threats you might miss on your own. Join now and save up to 25% off your first year by using promo code Adam. Call 1-800-LifeLock or head to lifelock.com and use promo code Adam for 25% off.
All right. The stand-up album, What Was I Thinking? Jeff Cesario, available on Pandora, Spotify, and anywhere else you get music. And Play with Pain with Jet Waterhouse. The best. Simply the best. I'm going to be doing live shows, West Palm Beach, Florida, Improv. That'll be November 20th and 21st. And we're doing a matinee show of Reasonable Doubt. So Mark Garagos is going to be out there on a Saturday. Why shouldn't I do 3 shows on a Saturday? Right? Why not?
I mean, you could do 4.
Yeah, you can go to adamcarolla.com and get what you need. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/adamcarolla. We put all our stand-up bits up there. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Jeff Cesario, Gina Grad, and Paul Bryan saying mahalo.